So you got to do something that scares you every now and then, right? So I thought, why not? So I watch videos in the morning just to set the pace of the day, and Facebook knows the algorithm. So they presented to me this comedy class. I'm like, what the heck? Why not? So I started doing that. And for my graduation, I had to do a presentation. So I haven't done one in the middle of the day. That's a little harder to laugh in the middle of the day. But,
without alcohol.
Oh, exactly. Well, I won't say I didn't have alcohol.
Oh, okay.
My boss is here though, so you didn't hear that from me. So we are focusing on the holidays today, and for the holidays, we're kind of divided. For the holidays, we have people who are enthusiasts, and you can look around the room and you can probably identify the enthusiasts. You're the ones that have the sweaters on and are all glammed up for the day. On the other side of the coin, there are people who are very despondent about the holiday. They didn't know today was a party at all. So I think enthusiasts, you would recognize them. Enthusiasts, you can see them in the crowd. Enthusiasts already have 2 or more trees up at their house, right? You have 2 or more trees up in your house. And you're the ones that are going to try to do everything bigger, better, brighter. The despondents don't realize it's December. Enthusiasts, you can't help it though. It goes all the way back to our DNA. There was once upon a time, there was these 3 wise men. And one of them said, hey, there's a birthday party. We're gonna have to cross through the sand. We're gonna have to go at night. We're gonna have to follow a star. Who's with me? And he looked at the other 2 wise men, and they were like, They were like, well, what would we take? He goes, I'm taking gold. And the other 2 said, well, I got some frankincense. The other one said, I got some myrrh. He was like, all right, grab your rocks, let's go. So they go off and do their thing. So when we talk about the 3 wise men and the person who brings the gold, the enthusiast is the one that wants the perfect gift. They're going to go shopping, they're going to look for it, they're going to try to find the perfect gift. You're nodding your head because you go, I know, I'm one of those. And then there's a person who just wants to check the box. It's like, by golly, I got a gift, good enough, let's go. And I have to say, I identify with that because my dad happens not to be an enthusiast. My dad is also a person who should donate things from his house, but does not, and uses this opportunity as a re-gifting opportunity. So for my birthday, which is 3 days after Christmas, I got the combination package. And so this last year, I got first a butter dish. I got 2 t-shirts that were from the blood donation bank. I got 1 of the 3-pack of night lights, and then I got a toothbrush, toothpaste, dental floss in a kit, all with my dad's reminder cards. So, you know, I didn't grow up with like the best opportunities there, but thank goodness we have some enthusiasts, right? Because if you think about it, the enthusiasts are the ones that are going to cart in the 75-year-old tree to Rockefeller Center and make sure that there is a semi-truck prepared to bring it in. The despondents would probably take an F-150 to Aldi's and say, good enough. The thing about enthusiasts, though, is that they like to take an idea and just run it as far as they can run it. So they've already done every holiday thing there is to do. They had to invent something. They were the ones that invented the ugly sweater. There was not an ugly sweater before an enthusiast came along and said, let's have a party, right? And then there was a thing called a nutcracker. In my day, now I sound old, in my day, a nutcracker set was like a wooden bowl with some vice thing and some picks that sat in the middle of grandma's table. Today, a nutcracker, we don't know it without being a soldier or a soldier package that you can decorate yourself, or a ballet. Seriously, enthusiasts, you had to take it all the way to a ballet. The other thing that enthusiasts invented was the Hallmark Channel. I know, no despondent is going to say, let's have 31 days of holiday stories, ever. And then there's an enthusiast that works at TBS, because they used to have 1 hour of a Christmas story. Now it's 24 hours of a Christmas story. Oh, we like that one, yeah. So they like to take everything as far as they can go, but I think the enthusiast's shining moment was the elf on a shelf. I promise you there is no despondent anywhere in the world that would say, hey, let's get some felt, wrap it around some pipe cleaners, and make parents do something creative every night of the holiday season when they are dead tired. The other side of the coin, though, the folks that celebrate Hanukkah, they were like, well, we've got 8 days. They didn't have presents, though, so then there was an enthusiast on that side of the fence that said, well, we should do gifts. So now Hanukkah also does gifts, and they have a minch on the bench. The minch on the bench goes along with the elf on a shelf, just so that the kids can go to school and say and compare notes about what their minch or their elf did together. So the enthusiast kids get to go in and say, my minch, my elf, it made the coffee this morning. The other one says, my minch, my elf, took a bubble bath last night. My minch, my elf, flew in on a helicopter. And then the poor despondent's children, they sit there and they say, my minch, my elf has been on the coffee table for 4 days. Enthusiasts love to promote things to other enthusiasts, and I know this. If you have seen this commercial, you will understand that it was promoted by an enthusiast. Never before was a Lexus a holiday gift, but they hired somebody that's an enthusiast, and they said, look what you could have, a Lexus as a holiday gift. And they said, oh, it comes with a 6-foot bow? Yes. That is what enthusiasts do to us, guys. Exactly. My mom was an enthusiast, but we didn't have the kind of money to buy a Lexus. So we had lots of gifts, but my stocking was one of my dad's actual black socks. It wasn't even gold toe. It was just a black sock. And my mom would put oranges inside and nuts that we would crack with regular nutcrackers. I had some Rolos. And I had lifesavers that came in a little thing that looked like a book.
Yeah.
Oh, my poor dad, the day after Christmas, he got to wear one crew sock and one thigh high because of the oranges. The thing about all of this is that we really have to look at the holidays with good intentions. For instance, I'm making my dad a scarf for the holiday, but I didn't quite start in time, so I think it might end up to be more like a pot holder. But I am going to put some strings on it so he can tie it around his neck. So today when you open your gifts, you're going to know whether it was an enthusiast or a despondent about your gift. Did they check the box, or were they really excited about it? Keep that in mind, because it's all about intentions. So enthusiasts or despondents, we know that there are both related to the holidays. However, in this room, we only have enthusiasts for seniors in our community, and for that we're also very thankful. Have a great holiday.